next session on operations research. In this session, we are going to discuss the numericals on mathematical formulation of linear programming problem. A ceiling fan manufacturing company manufactures two popular brands of ceiling fans, A and B. So the first data that I have is the product A and B. Each fan is processed through two main departments, machine shop and assembly shop, which have 1200 machine hours and 1600 machine hours of available capacity per day. So we can write over here the hours required per unit. First we'll talk about machine shop. And then we have assembly shop. So I'll write here the time available per day. This is 1200 and this is 1600. Each piece of fan A requires 3 hours of capacity of machine shop. So this is 3 and 1 hour capacity of assembly shop. Similarly, each piece of fan B requires 2 hours each of machine shop and assembly shop capacity. So this is 2 and 2. The market for the two models have been surveyed recently, which suggests that the maximum of 250 number of fan A. So I'll write here market demand per day. When it comes to A, it is 250 and for B it is 200. If the profit of the fans is rupees 60 for A, so the profit for A is 60 rupees. And for B, it is 80. So this is the data given. What quantity of each fan should be produced to maximize the profit? Let me take the decision variables. Let x1 is the number of fans or number of fan A produced and x2 is number of fan B produced. Now I have decided on the two decision variables x1 and x2. Now let's write the objective function. It is always about cost minimization or profit maximization. Here we have to talk about profit as we just saw. So we will write maximize Z is equal to 60x1 plus 80x2. Then we'll talk about the constraints. So I'll write here subject to. The first is the capacity of the machine shop. The first thing is the capacity of the machine shop. So I'll say it is 3x1 plus 2x2 is less than equal to 1200. The second constraint will be for assembly shop. So I'll write down 1 into x1 plus 2 into x2 is less than equal to 1600. The reason is the time available is the maximum time. So it has to be less than or equal to, but it cannot be more than that. Also, it is given that the market demand per day for fan A is 250. So x1 will be less than equal to 250. Maximum you will be selling only 250 fans of A type. And for B, it is 200. So now I'll write down subject to constraints 3x1 plus 2x2 less than equal to 1200. Then I have x1 plus 2x2 less than equal to 1600. x1 will be less than equal to 250, x2 is less than equal to 200, and non-negativity constraint both should be greater than equal to 0. So this is how you formulate the problem. Let's take another example. An advertising company is planning a media campaign for a client willing to spend rupees 20 lakh to promote a new fuel economy model of a car. The client wishes to limit his campaign media to a daily newspaper, radio and prime time television. The agency's own research data on cost effectiveness of advertising media suggests the following. So you can see here advertising media is of three types. Cost per unit is given for each of them, and the estimated number of viewers exposed to each advertising unit is also given. The client wishes that at least 50 lakh viewers should be exposed to TV advertising. Also, the expense on the newspaper advertising must not exceed rupees 5 lakh. Formulate the problem as a LPP. So how do we formulate this? First, we need to have the decision variables. When you look at the problem, the decision variables are the three types of advertising media that has been chosen. So I will write let x1 is the number of newspaper advertisement units to be bought. X2 is the number of radio advertisements to be bought, and x3 is the number of TV advertisement units to be bought. Next is the objective function. We are trying to maximize the viewers that are exposed to each advertising unit. So this is what we are going to write here in objective function, and we want to maximize that. So I'll write 1 lakh x1 plus 5 lakh x2 plus 10 lakh x3. This is the objective function. Now we'll talk about the constraints. The first constraint is 20,000 x1 plus 40,000 x2 plus 1 lakh x3 will be less than equal to 20 lakh, because this is the maximum amount the advertising company is willing to pay. So per unit cost is this. So this will be the first constraint. Next constraint given is here 50 lakh views should be exposed to TV. So when you look at TV, it is given that 10 lakh people will be viewing. So 10 lakh x3 will be greater than equal to 50 lakh. So they expect at least 50,000 views. Then we have about this newspaper. You can see 5 lakh has been mentioned. So when I talk about newspaper, let's get back to this. I was talking about the expense. So I'll come to this part. 20,000 x1 should be less than equal to 5 lakh, because the expense must not exceed is written. So we will not pay more than 5 lakh on newspaper advertisement. And last we will write down the non-negativity constraints. So let's note them down. I'm writing the constraints. So I'm writing subject to 20,000 x1 plus 40,000 x2 plus 1 lakh x3 is less than equal to 20 lakh. Then we have 10 lakh x3 is greater than equal to 50 lakh, and then we have 20,000 x1 less than equal to 5 lakh, and lastly we have x1, x2, x3, all three are greater than equal to 0. This is the non-negativity constraint. Manufacturing company is contemplating an investment of rupees 100 lakh in additional machinery to increase the capacity of its gear shop. The management decision is to divide the expenditure among gear shaping, gear hobbing and gear shaving machines in a way that maximizes the return on the investment. So the machines that the manufacturing company is contemplating to make. So first I'll write down machines. One is gear shaping, gear hobbing, and gear shaving. So the return on investment and limit the expenditure on gear shaping, gear hobbing and gear shaving machines to rupees 40 lakh, 60 lakh and 30 lakh respectively. So this is the maximum investment that will be done. So I'll write down max investment in rupees and it is in lakhs. So this is 40, this is 60 and this is 30. This is the second data given to us. Machines are expected to have landed cost of rupees 4 lakh per gear shaping machine. So I'll write your landed cost per machine. This is rupees and it is in lakhs. This is 4, this is 8 and this is 6. The expected return on investment. So the last data given is expected return on investment. It is 8%, 15% and 20% on gear shaping, gear hobbing and gear shaving machines respectively. Formulate the above investment decision as an LP model. So I will first write down the decision variable. You can see here that I would have to decide on number of gear shaping, gear hobbing and gear shaving machine. So the decision variables are x1, x2, x3 for each one of them. Now when I talk about objective function, you can see here that the landed cost per machine is 4 lakhs. So this is 4 into x1 and the return of investment is 8%. So I will multiply both of them, 4x1 into 8%, 8x2 into 15%, plus 6x3 into 20%. So all three of them together and I have to maximize the objective function. So let's write down x1 is the number of gear shaping machines. X2 is the number of gear hobbing machines and X3 is the number of gear shaving machines. When I talk about the objective function, Z will be 4x1 into 8% plus 8x2 into 15% plus 6x3 into 20%. So when you solve this, this will be 0.32x1 plus 1.2x2 plus 1.2x3. Next we'll talk about the constraints. So this is subject to certain constraints. So you can see here, maximum investment is given as 100 lakhs. So that is here, landed cost. 4x1 plus 8x2 plus 6x3 will be less than equal to 100. This is the first constraint. So I'll write down 4x1 plus 8x2 plus 6x3 less than equal to 100. This is the maximum investment. Now maximum investment on the gear shaping machine is 40 lakh. So I'll say 4x1 is less than equal to 40. Maximum investment on gear hobbing is 60 lakhs. So I'll say 8x2 is less than equal to 60. And maximum investment on gear shaving is 30 lakhs. So I'll say 6x3 is less than equal to 30. These are three more constraints given. And the last non-negativity constraint, x1, x2, x3 is greater than equal to 0. So with this, I end the session. I hope you understood the numericals. In the next session, we will take up few more numericals on the same topic. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.